Today is September 22nd. The Yankees just completed a 3-game sweep of the Texas Rangers. They won the first game. They won the second game. They won the third game. Sevy made his return. Herman is back. Woo! Gary hit a homer, so let's talk about it. Let's talk all about it. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steam and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, Jake. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' the Yanks, brought to you by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. We got BBD in the corner producing. Yankees just finished off a sweep of the Texas Rangers. They are back in the second wild card spot going into a big series against the Red Sox. We were at the stadium for Game 3, so we still got some stadium juices flowing through us, some energy, and we're excited because the Yankees finally won on podcast day. Jake, how are you?
James, BBD, the chat, Zach, our videographer extraordinaire, is in the room. He wants to give a shout out to his cousin who's listening today. Man,
Miss you, rest in peace.
what a good time. I mean, I know we're a little biased. We were at the stadium. We were with our guy Courage, the man. That was a lot of fun. Joe's McFly. I got to meet Bernie. I don't think I can start talking about that now.
B-Rap was there.
B-Rap. CC. Like, tonight was a big night, and the Yankees, that was the most fun they've been in a while. I know going to a game's obviously different, but, you know, for the sweep, the way they did it in the 8th inning, especially with the kind of the capital G for Gary. That was fun, man. You know, felt a lot of emotions I haven't felt in a little bit, and I wanted this Boston series to matter. I think it does, and Yanks are coming in winners of 3 straight. Boston, I think they've won 7 straight.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a fun weekend in the Commonwealth. We have our first off day in 20 days. We just got through that stretch, finally.
Yeah.
And, man, you know, this final week is going to have a lot of emotions, which is kind of what I'm about.
I'm trying to balance out my Yankee Stadium energy because it was a fun game. There's so much action in this game today. Play at the plate, 2 plays at the plate, stolen bases, runners getting thrown out, big home runs. It was fun. There was a lot of action. And trying to remind myself the Rangers are bad, and the Yankees still have 9 really tough games ahead of them.
Yes.
9 tough games ahead of them. So trying to balance that out. Obviously, I've been very down and out. Some things this series made me really wish they happened 3 weeks ago. I think we would have been firing on all. They would have been firing on all cylinders if they had King, Sevy just returned 3 weeks earlier when I think Sevy was supposed to. I think it would have made a world of difference. But a nostalgia bone got hit for me this whole thing with Sevy coming back, with Gary doing what he did today. CC tweeting about Sevy, Tanaka tweeting about Sevy, everyone, Sevy getting the belt. There's a lot of, like, good vibes. I know they don't really have a lot of good vibes, but they did tonight. They were yelling and screaming. But, yeah, I mean, close games against the Rangers still. Other teams that are playoff bound are just crushing these teams. So the Yankees are still playing them close. The energy's there. It was a lot of fun.
In theory, they control their own destiny. They control their own wild card destiny because they're going to play Boston. They're going to play Toronto. And they'll finish up with a Rays team that hopefully won't be playing for anything. That being said, they'll still be able to line up their rotation, and they always pitch well. So that'll never be easy. But, hey, you know, again, that pitching has been so good that, you know, when Gary's shown in the signs of life that he's starting to show, you know, Gleyber, hey, I was tough on him. I still had tough on him, but he has been hitting lately. So, you know, keep doing that, man. Yeah, I mean, the team tonight that they beat is a team that season was far over. They're second worst team in the AL. So they did what they had to do. They beat a bad team at home. It feels like we haven't been able to say that since like July. So
yeah, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. I was trying to figure this out at the game with you guys. Now I have schedules. Is that last series against Tampa? Are we? I think we're going to see their best pitchers because they're going to be lining up their starter for Game 1 on the 7th, which means 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, so October 2nd, we'll see whoever their number 1 in the playoffs is. So that second to last game, we're going to see their number 1 in the playoffs if they line it up that way. The last game of the season, Tampa might not do anything. Right. They might be like, we're not going to play anyone here.
Like the Yankees 2 years ago, they did a different pitcher every inning. Just got through it.
So that last game might be nice, the third, but Tampa. Before that, Tampa's going to get their rotation ready, and those first 2 games against Tampa, and we're getting way ahead of ourselves here, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The first 2 games against Tampa, like, don't expect it to be like, well, Tampa's laying easy. Like, that's going to be get all our best relievers going and get all our best pitchers ready for the 1 and the 2 in the postseason. So those first 2 games against Tampa are going to be tough, I think. So you got to take care of Boston and Toronto. Like you said, the wild card is in their hands.
Right.
You can't let Tampa have a say in it because they are going to come prepared those 2 games. So you have to beat Boston and Toronto, which that's not like a given. I mean, it's not anything.
The Rays would love to put the nail in the coffin.
Rays would love to ruin us.
I don't know. They hate Toronto now.
I'm sure they hate Toronto too, but
they'd love
have
to.
ending the Yankees season in front of you. They'd be happy to do it.
Yankees let them in back in 2012 or whatever it is. Return the favor.
Please.
Handshake. Yeah, we'll see. There's going to be a lot of emotion in Boston this weekend. And, yeah, man, I know, we've been jumping ahead and thinking about where this Yankees season lands. Hey, it's in their hands. They've said a lot of times this year that, we're waiting to go and all engines. Garrett Cole's got his war quote, which maybe we'll play at the end of this, but that was pretty weird. So I don't know. Hey, if they get it going now, if they take us on that another magic carpet ride like we talked about, I'll ride it all the way, man. I'll ride it till we crash. So let's fucking do it. Whoops.
Friday's going to be the big test.
It's a big game.
Like if they lose Friday, they need to win that first game. They need to win that first game.
Garrett's the first game?
I don't know. I'm just saying they need to win it.
I think so.
I think they lose it.
Which makes it double as true.
Yeah. Okay. You want to burn the games?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so.
Brought to you by DraftKings.
Yes.
Week 2 of football's in the books. It's time to review the tape. Get ready for week 3.
Yeah.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
Definitely.
And to kick it off, they're giving new customers $150 instantly when they bet $1 on any football game, and then you get $150, and you can turn that into more money by just betting the Yankees over when Jake and I go to the game. Honestly, though, I mean, we've been talking about Jake and I have actually been, whenever we're in New Jersey and remember to make bets, like making small wagers with the free credits that we got.
Yeah, we're making money.
And slowly having fun and not hurting ourselves because we gave them $1 and they gave us $150 to mess around with. And I still have that $150 left. So you can do that.
More.
Bam. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOMBOY to receive $150 in free bets when you place a $1 bet on any football game. That's promo code JOMBOY this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or PA. Only new customers only. Minimum $5 deposit, $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Sounds like it says /sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER in Indiana, 1-800-9 with it. Jake, do you mind burning game 1 for me? Would you please?
Okay.
Burn Jakey burn.
Them Texas Rangers are coming in and playing 3 in the boogie down Bronx. But it sounds we got a couple Rooskies on the mound. AJ Alexi versus Nestor Cortez Jr. on the mound for the pitching teams. Are you the one they call Sanchez? The Kraken. Gary starts it off. It is 1-0 Yanks. The judge gavels that with an RBI single of his own. It is 2-0. Give me 3 steps. Give me 3 steps. Stanton, give me 3 steps on the board. 3-0 Yanks after his sac fly. And then a mini Gleyber bomb. Oops. RBI single. It is 4-0 Yanks. They put it in cruise control, and then it gets scary. Charlie Culberson hits one off the pole. I seen it. 1-0 or 4-1. Kiner Falefa hyphens a double. He makes it 4-2 with good mental fortitude. He's moved around the horn too. And then Adolis Garcia drives him, and it's 4-3 after 5. There'd only be zeros the rest of the way. The bullpen holds. Chad, Clay, Joely, Chappie do it after Nestor. Yankees win game 1, 4-3 final.
That's cool.
Wow. Kind of faded it.
Kind of faded
that,
You
bro.
kind of faded that, bro.
I like that. You kind of faded that out right at the end.
A little bit, dude.
Hey, faded.
What'd you think about the game, man? They went full bullpen arsenal. They went Chad to Clay to Joely to Raldis. The whole bullpen shoved. Nestor ends up giving 3 after cruising through the first 4 and then like hitting a wall. And actually, he didn't cruise. He was getting in trouble a lot. He was getting out of jams. My bad. This game was a little bit. It felt like I wasn't sold on it at all.
Sure.
Because it felt like their recipe for like losing games, like not good. Like they got to the starting pitcher, it felt like a blowout, and then the Rangers bullpen shut them down. Like the Rangers bullpen isn't something you rave about.
No.
And then it got close, and then they had to use all their bullpen, and it was a 1-run game the whole time. And thank God, all the relievers got their holds and saves. I was surprised they used Chad for.
Yeah, first one out of the bullpen.
Which I'm fine with that, but I was surprised they sent him back out there again. He got out of that, and I was like, get him his win. Like, get him feeling good, and they sent him back out there. He has a clean second inning, so he gets to 1.2. Holmes looked nasty, and Joely gets his job. So, like, lineup-wise, decision-making wise, no real complaints. Just wish that the offense would have tacked on a ton more.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, shout out to the bullpen. They're probably going to get a lot of love this series. Chad, you're right. I mean, the way he's pitching, 1.2 seems suspect. He throws 7 pitches, so they throw him back out there, which normally with Chad we'd be happy with. So hopefully it can be a confidence booster for him. And, man, Clay Holmes goes out for a second inning of work, and Joely bails him out after he almost gets BABIP'd, which, again, that's one of those... You know, why this win didn't feel exciting. A, it's felt like every baseball game this year. And then B, Joely Rodriguez in the top of the 8th is pitching to Nick Solak, who's a righty, and righties really hit Joely after an infield single. So, like, runners on first and second, it's not the spot you want to be in a game that necessarily matters. But the Yankees hold. They win. But, yeah, it just felt like every game this year.
Yeah, it didn't feel different or anything new. It was a good game. They won.
Good game, they won.
Like, all right, win's a win, a win, a win, a win, a win, a win, a win. Good job, bullpen.
Man, good job, bullpen.
Let's move on to game 2.
You think
Wow,
so?
I'm so ready. I've been dying to hear game 2 for real. Burn it.
The full Monty Jordan Montgomery tries to finish off his great 2021 campaign as the Texas Rangers hope to not be done in by Dunning as Dane takes the bump for him. RBI ground out by Stanton kicks it off for the Yanks in the first, but in the third, he does it a little better. Giancarlo, let the rhythm take you over, Giancarlo. Solo shot 2-0 Yanks, but it's 2-1 after a Nick Solak RBI ground out. But H to the Rizzo, Urshela to the Skizzle, he scores. That's funny to say. 3-1 Yanks. Send him to the gallows. And Joey, ooh, Joey. It's 4-1 Yanks. And then the judge, the big fellow with the big gavel, he hits a 3-run tank job. It is 7-1 Yanks. And who's out of the bullpen but my king? Well, Luis Severino, my king, but also my king as they do 3.1 of shutout ball. Monty, 5.2, one Ernie himself. Yankees win a game. A nice win by the Yanks, 7-1 final. You like those drums?
It was pretty badass at the end there. This felt good, man.
Yeah.
Because what they did in this game, they got those tack-on runs, which saved the bullpen. Something they don't do. They haven't done. They're up 3-1 after 5. They make it 4-1 after 6. And then in the 7th, they get the 3 runs that allows Sevy to come in. I don't know if he would have come in if they were only up 1. They would have probably went to good arms. And then everyone's taxed. And having King and Sevy pick up 3 innings, or 3.1 innings, is huge to save the pen. And then they get to use them next day. So that's the formula I wish we would have been seeing all year. So I'm happy. And the Towers all hit home runs. Like, this is kind of the games 2 and 3 are kind of the baseball we wish we were seeing all year.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have it every game, obviously, but you'd like to think this could have been a monthly thing. You know, this could have been this could have been bi-monthly. This could have been a lot of stuff. But yeah, man, it was good to see, to see a guy come back and he's still got his fastball. At least my king, Sevy, sitting a little lower than you'd like to see. I mean, not a lot of people have had that honest conversation yet. Like, Sevy was sitting 94, 95. Where, go check out the Baseball Savant or Old Sevy. Like, he sat. I think his average fastball in 2018 was like 97. So that's something to track. Hey, 2 innings clean. There's a couple guys on the bases. He threw a couple nice sliders. He obviously, he's literally and figuratively building up. So he's going to be a very interesting storyline the next week and a half or so to see, does anything tick up? Does he look clean? Is he getting better? So interested to see what else Sevy's got in the tank. Mike King looked gross. Struck out the side, all looking, I think. So that was cool. And then
the Kinger's nasty.
Dude, Judge, man. That's a big day. The Towers, it doesn't. That's wish a lot more games this year looked like this.
I wish
maybe they will the rest of the way.
Golden age, living it up on the Broadway stage. What do you think the record? Oh, never mind. Maybe I'll save it. Maybe I will save it. Maybe I'll save what I want.
You might save this.
Nothing much to say about this game. Glad that the 3-run homer to get Sevy in the game was the biggest difference maker.
Yeah.
All right. Now for the big one. Game number 3. Burn, Jakey, burn.
It's the invincible Kluber on the mound for the Yanks as the Rangers try to earn a victory with Taylor on the bump. Willie Jim Calhoun Huskies an RBI single. Just hold on, I'm coming home. Brock drives one in to make it 2, make it 3 as Isaiah Kiner Falefa hyphens another RBI single. 3-0 Rangers. Bottom fine, Higashioka, the double stroker. Oh, been there. Score 1 for the Judge as he goes on the wild pitch. That's the Yankees' best offense this year. And like a good night out, we are tied up at 3. Bottom 8, it's about to get chilly for the Rangers. Gleyber with the icy RBI double. Geodude gets his rocks off with an infield single. And then Gary gives the Yankees a high they haven't felt in a while as he hits one 420 to center. Yanks bullpen is like an automatic light sensor in an empty building. Lights out, man. No hits, no runs. Kluber to the greasers. Wandy, Clay, Chad, Chappie. The boys get it done in the bullpen, and the Yankees sweep the series and win this game 7-3 final.
Hell yeah.
You're a click to the drums guy now.
I think everyone is more satisfied. That whole burn was about a bunch of dudes satisfying themselves, and I get off on clicking to the drums.
I missed that part.
Oh, that whole burn was about dudes doing self-care. You're sick.
I must have misheard it.
Oh.
I didn't get that.
Okay. We were at the game.
We were at this game.
I mean, they started Voit at first. That's probably maybe I don't know if that's a conversation now or if that's an award. I'll let you answer it before we go into it.
Voit at first. No, I mean, I'm not going to do anything negative today. So no.
Well, let's have the conversation now then. Probably it was costly.
Yeah.
The second run by the Rangers scored that way, and then he throws the ball at the runner's back. Now, we haven't seen the TV angles on this, so I mean, chat who watched at home, let us know what it looked like. In person, the one where he goes to his right, it hits off his glove, and they score the second run. That seemed like Rizzo would have got that easily from our vantage point. BBD, you were in different seats. That seemed the same way to you?
I think so. I'd like to get an extended look at the TV shots, but that's sort of how it looked to me.
I mean, I guess here's the issue. It goes off Voigt's glove, and you're going to assume if Voit could get there, that Rizzo can get there. That's just kind of a rule of thumb. And then the other problem with it is that, we talked about the other day, Rizzo hasn't been as lights out, I guess, as we've expected at first base. But when we were sitting there 3-0, in a game where Rizzo was on the bench and now we've got 2 misplays at first base, like Rizzo, I mean, I bet this would get a lot of old men that care about things too much hot, but, Rizzo's one of, like, the better defensive first basemen to ever play the game. Like, he's got a platinum glove. Like, I'm sure, older guys, Keith Hernandez is a lot of guys that have, probably some more hardware and stuff, so I'm not even doing that. But like, if you made a top 10 list, I bet Rizzo would be on there. And if we lost this game, like, a game you can't afford to lose, literally can't afford to lose games like this at this point. And it's because, Higgy came up big in some big spots, but, Gary came up even bigger later. And then Rizzo and Voit at first base. It's just, you're playing with fire a little bit, and it didn't burn them tonight, and they turned it back on. But, held that ball that fell behind DJ. Like, that
was weird.
I think Gio catches that if he's playing third base. I mean, pal Joey, that.
Yeah, what about that one? I want to see the TV of that one.
It looked tough. Joey Gallo is supposed to be a world-class defender, and I guess, I was drawing parallels in this game, and we'll get all the, like, mass stuff out of the way, because we were watching it with Jack Courage, and he said, when it was 3-0, he was like, all right, first half's over. And we all laughed because, you don't talk about baseball like that normally. He was right. Second half was awesome. But, yeah, I mean, Kluber didn't look sharp. Nothing confident, too many throws over to first base. But also, when you put in the two Voit plays at first base, when you put in the pop-up at third, Joey Gallo not catching that ball, when on the other side, the Yankees had 2 double plays they didn't turn in 1 inning. Kiner Falefa turned an awesome double play. Their center fielder caught the Higgy bomb at the wall, where Joey Gallo didn't catch his ball at the wall. So there was a while when that game was sitting at 3-0 where I'm like, okay, I've seen one team make 3 good defensive plays that stood out. I've seen one team make 3 bad defensive plays that stood out. And when you put that together, is the difference in the game right then. So that's all the mess stuff. Everything that happened after that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I want to see those plays. The Gallo one, he just got twisted up. Like, it would have been a tough catch, but we've seen people make that catch before. He just, turned the wrong way twice.
And once a guy, has to turn around like that, it becomes like, well, if he catches that, that's impressive. But yeah, I don't know what like the route. Did he take a bad initial route towards it? Just not a good read. I don't
Felt
know.
like it would have been a nice catch. But
My dad, right after it happened, said, "Bad play." But that's
yeah. And the more you think about it, dude, the fact that the bats came alive and the Rangers aren't great, you get away with a lot of that because we just named a lot of defensive plays that weren't great, and we didn't even name like the Gio error, or just hit his glove and was safe. And
yeah, that blended in compared to the other stuff.
but you have that many against Toronto or the Red Sox coming up, and it's gonna hurt you a lot more than it did against the Rangers tonight. Rizzo does get subbed in as a defensive replacement. Wade pinch runs for Higgy, steals second, steals third, in the pitcher's head, swimming in his head. We snag a nice picture with him. He just commented on it that it's legendary.
Yeah.
He was actually pretty funny at third, just like falling down and dancing and going fucking nuts.
Man, and we normally talk about winning in sports. You know, if the Yankees were 153 right now or whatever, you know, we wouldn't care about any of their problems. Winning solves problems. Playing good baseball solves a lot of problems in the Bronx. My guy T. Wade was getting a lot of love from the stadium. The stadium was erupting for T. Wade stealing bases. And then, yeah, we were over by third base. We were yucking with Nevin a little bit. And when Wader saw us, he got pretty hyped. He was ready to go.
He did. He goes, let's go. Something like that. Or just like a big, he was happy. Someone in the chat says the fan that got ejected. My premonition was that an Italian-American thick boy would get ejected from the game.
Oh, that kid was skinny.
I think he was pretty jacked.
It was skinny.
He's
not a thick boy.
It was close enough.
We don't accept it.
Close enough. Guy got ejected running on the field. They beat him up a little. It was weird.
That was weird. He fought hard.
BBD, you would have liked this. Guy standing next to us in between innings.
Oh.
This is a stranger.
It's a stranger.
And we don't know who he was.
A strange man walked up to the front row.
Walked up to the cop who was just paroling that side and goes, next time a guy runs on the field, just shoot him. And the cop goes, what? And the guy goes, next time a guy runs on the field, just shoot him. And everyone was like,
oh,
please don't.
Nah.
If we get a vote, just do the tackle thing.
If we take a quick poll, I think everyone's going to vote, don't do that.
Man.
Was in the
weird.
bathroom for the guy running on the field. So didn't see.
Dude, it was really weird. They I don't know. They were wrestling on the ground for longer than people wrestle on the ground.
So I think what it was a guy ran out. The security guard chasing him was faster, which you rarely see. So they had an instant stiff arm battle, and then I think the runner on the field swung, and I think that opened up a lot. And then I think he didn't plan on swinging, and then once he swung once, then he was kind of in it. So they were scrapping. It kind of wasn't cool.
Who knows what words were being said?
I want to applaud Boone or whoever made the decision bringing Wandy in when they did. I think at earlier times in the year, they're like, let's let Kluber get through this and see if he can do it. But the lefty was coming up in low. Kluber didn't look great kind of all game. And they brought in Wandy, who was up and ready. So I was saying, this got to be his last batter, even if he gets him out. I think he did get him out. And then I was like, come on, Boone, do it. And he did it. And it's the easy move. It's the right move. But we've seen them not make that in the past.
Well, and you talk about ripple effects. I mean, if they can't use Severino last night and they've got to use Wandy for an inning, does that change their thinking today? I think we know it does. So, yeah, I mean, there's winning ripple effects that we haven't been able to talk about. So it's cool we can.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get into the second half of the show where we give out some awards. And the award ceremonies today are brought to you by Magic Spoon Cereal. Cereal for adults. Guilt-free cereal. Guess what? I'm working from home tomorrow all day. It means I'm probably going to eat so much Magic Spoon for breakfast.
Magic Spoon.
Magic Spoon, coffee,
see
do a little
your
breakdowns,
Magic
hit up the
Spoon,
bathroom for a
Magic
while.
Spoon.
It's got 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving, only 140 calories a serving. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb. Build your own box. Available flavors to build your own custom bundle. They got cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and maple waffle.
Ooh, maple waffles. Maple waffles.
Go to magicspoon.com/Yanks to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code Yanks at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident their products are backed up with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund you your money, no questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/Yanks and use code Yanks to save $5. Jake, before we get into awards, because I don't think this will be covering the awards section of the show, I don't know if we've said on the podcast that you did turn the tides of the game here. We went down below to get some food and snacks in between innings.
The score was 3-0.
Score was 3-0. Bernie was down there. There's a video of Jake, nervous to meet Bernie. Shout out to Joe's McFly who made it happen. Just kind of like grabbed Bernie when he was like done. They were like, guarding him and bringing him out. And Joe's was like, "Wait, Bernie, I need a picture." So Bernie and Jake and Joe.
I was not gonna stop Bernie. I mean, I was hoping, doing what we're doing, we're gonna catch up with him down the line. It seemed like he wanted to be on the move. Yeah, I mean, I was debating giving Joe's an award. Joe's kind of like hooked Bernie. Yeah. He was like, "Hey, my friend would really like a picture with you." And Bernie said, "Okay." I think he was expecting a child.
Yes.
And he kind of got one.
Yes.
His
child.
Bernie took the picture. He's taking a lot of pictures. Whoever was with him is in the background, a couple of pictures, and doesn't look very happy that we're taking the picture.
I don't know if she's one of Bernie's people.
She was the one like escorting him through, like trying to like stop pictures. Joe's McFly, his Twitter has a really good version of the picture. You can check that one out. And then right after that, Jake had made the decision he was going to have ice cream.
Yeah.
Earlier in the game, but he wasn't ready for ice cream yet.
Yeah.
We just got sliders. And then we saw Bernie and Jake was giddy, and he goes, "You know what? I'm going to get my ice cream now."
Ice cream.
Guess what happened after that, BBD? Yankees put up 2 runs immediately. And it was like, dude, the fact that you changed your mind to get ice cream carried some water,
Yeah, I mean,
held some real weight.
No, it was, thanks to everyone.
I did prick him, Bernie, a little bit. I have a little bit of a blood sample.
Yeah.
So we can finally
run the test.
Check out the rumors.
BBD's got it up on the screen right now. A version of the picture, I think.
I did the unedited version.
That's the Wall Shaw one.
Yeah.
No. I did the unedited one.
Yeah.
Well, BBD didn't edit that photo.
I didn't touch that.
Thanks to all the Talkin' Yanks people.
I cropped at the lady.
Yeah, she wasn't happy about it.
I wasn't going to meet Bernie. Luckily, Joe's, all of Joe's intentions I thought were for me, which I was like, wow, Joe's really rolling it out. And then Joe's did say afterwards, he's like, all right, I met 2 of the 5. He's like, I met Mo, I met Bernie. So,
that's cool.
Joe's is getting his Thors. You watch all those movies.
Big Thor's guy.
Big Thor's gemstones guys.
I did see Thor. Ragnarok or whatever.
Did you like it? No,
Absolutely
you hated
not.
it. And a lot of people in that world do like that.
I walked out. I could not believe that people said it was funny. People said it was like funny for, even if it wasn't part of the Marvel.
Infinity Stones.
Like they said it was like funny. It was actually funny, not just funny for a Marvel movie. And I was like, are you guys serious?
Yeah.
It was the most campy, funny for a Marvel movie all out. Anyway, first award.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
Pride of the Yankees. BBD, who gets to go first? I forget because Jake's.
It's you.
Oh, okay.
I'm closer to God. You tried to get close, and then your relationship kind of.
Do you mean it in like closer to death and you're going to beat?
No.
Oh.
No. God is life.
Life is God. Pride of the Yankees, dude. I haven't thought about this at all. And I feel bad because usually...
Seems like a miss. Seems like a little bit of a miss.
It does. I have a cop-out answer.
Sure.
And then I have a double answer.
Well.
And I don't think you're going to like the
So
double.
0 for 2.
I don't like my options here. I don't think you're going to like any of my options here.
This is good. This is good podcasting.
A little bit. It's good.
It's a lot of breathing and you saying that this isn't going to be something I like.
Well, here's my things. I go cookie cutter.
Yeah.
I go double.
Right.
I go...
I mean, if you can't process how rude a double leadoff pride is.
But, dude...
I mean,
But they're related.
I bet they're teammates.
They can probably still be related.
Don't try to red light me.
I'm going Luis Severino.
Okay.
Doing Heartstrings Award.
Okay.
It was cool. I mean, it was a little worrying his fastball and stuff, but I'm glad he got in there. But he looked a little thick to me, which, I don't know,
Yeah.
don't mind it. But I was like, wow, I thought Sevy looking thick. But seeing the response, seeing the dugout cheer for him, he's been out for a long time, dude. I hope that it sticks. It's a little upsetting that this happens every year where he just comes back for the last 2 weeks of the season. So, but it was a different emotion seeing him out there that we haven't really felt all year. And Sevy's like a Yankee to me, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know how there's other Yankees that I always talk about. Like, I don't get any sentiment out of them when they're on the mound at all.
Yeah. Kaster commented on his body, how he's like, well, Severino's been in the gym. He's thick. And yeah, man, I mean, I didn't fully feel it. So they were coming in and they start chanting Sevy, and I heard from Joe's, like, his family section started it, and then the whole stadium started doing it, so that's cool. You know, Sevy on the bump, all the guys excited for him. And then for me, it really hit when I saw the tweet that, you know, we often talk about how the Yankees don't do stuff. When I saw the tweet that, you know, Sevy got the belt and he got emotional, because when you get the belt, you got to speak in front of the guys. And, you know, sometimes we forget what really goes into it. You know, you in one sentence called yourself out because we were down on the Yanks, and you're like, you know, I should be all in on, you know, Sevy coming back. Like, that's our dude, you know. That was our one. That was our ace. That was the debate, you know, early Twitter streets for Talkin Yanks. You know, it was Gary Sanchez. It was, is Severino an ace? I hate Brett Gardner. Like, all the hits, Sevy was in on that. And, yeah, man, baseball's a sick sport where you can kind of go missing for a little while. So for him to be back, that was really cool. And, hey, you know, if you didn't like my words before on Sevy, like, hey, maybe he dials it up a little bit. And if not, like, you know, 95 with a slide and a change, that still works. A lot of people in the world don't have that. So interested to see, because, you know, we're probably going to see him for at least an inning or two in Boston. And, you know, those are going to be big games.
Yeah. Yeah. Tanaka getting in the mix, man. Tanaka and Sevy's relationship was so fun. I just wish we had him 2 weeks ago. Such a difference to have King, Sevy, Herman in the bullpen. If we just had one of them.
1 out of 3, yeah.
Yeah. Now we got all 3.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Sevy give me a feeling that I hadn't had all season. Like, you know. Dude, I don't really have it with any starter. Nestor, I guess. Monty. Nestor and Monty. Cole.
Nestor, more excitement. Monty, it's what you like, the ownership about baseball of he's been a Yankee and he'll be a Yankee for longer.
And Cole is there a little. It's coming, but it's not. It's different when they're homegrown.
His expectations are also
Yeah.
as high as anyone's can be.
Yeah.
By the end of our Cole times, like, yeah, but he'll get there.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going Severino. So I left you a lot of good options, man.
Thank you. I'm going to take a good option. I'm going to take the guy I thought you were going to take, and I think I know how you were going to tag team back again it, but I'll just give it to one. I'll give it to Gary Sanchez.
Nope.
He has 2 homers.
2.
Yeah, he homered in the first game, and then he homered tonight, the ceiling home run. So, hey, did he do bookends home runs on this series? Yeah, he started off the scoring, and then he he finished it off. So that's kind of cool. Bookend homers for Gary. And Jim, credit to us. We kind of talked the other day about how Gary hasn't, pegged someone in a while. Like, he, even when Gary was having his bad times, every couple series we'd be like, wow, Gary unleashed the hose today. He pegged someone. He picked someone off. He caught someone stealing. The Rangers were running all over Kluber and Higgy. Like, it looked, from our angle, it was kind of tough. It was like, if they want it, it's there. And then for Gary to come in and make a perfect throw to get that base runner. That was huge, by the way. Man, I'll quote James O'Brien.
You quote me right now?
Yankee fans in the stadium love rooting for Gary.
Yeah, no, I said that right before he hit the home run to Jack and you and Joe. I just said, hey, if I didn't even need a home run. I said, if Gary barrels one here, even a double off the wall, the stadium will go nuts. Because as much as, and I get it, Gary's have a down year. He makes some mental lapses at times that are very costly. It's been very frustrating. I'm not denying that at all. He's not the guy we thought he was going to be after 16 and 17. I still like him. But, and it's the same thing that Sweeney Murdy once said on Twitter that you always quote, like, everyone on Twitter hates Brett Gardner. But if you go to a stadium, everyone chants and cheers for Brett Gardner. Yeah. Same thing. When Gary has a home run or a hard hit ball at the stadium, the place cheers different. Even different than Judge, I'm being honest. Because it's a little more like a nostalgia bonus, what Joe said, a little more like, finally. It's a little more like catches you by surprise, but they really do. The place went crazy, and then he hit the home run, and the place goes absolutely crazy.
It's a little bit like if you're a family and you have a couple kids, and kind of like if the black sheep has a big moment. Like Judge is kind of like the honor student, captain of the football team that you expect him to do well. Yeah. Like Gary's kind of the child you love just as much, kind of into their own stuff, and then when they step up, you're like, yeah, dude, you're the fucking man. Gary's cool.
Gary still, though, and like I said, I don't think they can go into next season and just say it's Gary's job. I don't. I'm not going to defend him to those lengths again. He needs someone putting pressure on him. I love Higgy. I like him, but I think they're going to probably bring in a veteran catcher or someone that can really push Gary. Like, hey, Gary, if you're not playing, this dude is could be a starter on another team.
Yeah.
So you're going to straight up platoon because Higgy's not the guy that's going to force that or scare that.
I'll say this is optimistic to
my end though is, but when Gary does do these things,
right,
it hits a side of me that no other player can have. Give me personally those emotions.
Well, that's we did the Talkin' Baseball episode on it. Gary Sanchez has the ability that, man, like a big week and a half and a couple playoff games, he could actually turn down the invite for next year's catcher. Like, he does have that ability, and boy, would it be cool to see. That was I know we've been referencing Joe's a lot, Joe's McFly, our guy, but that was. Me and Joe's were being pretty silly, but maybe his most poignant moment was like, man, if we got one more, Gary stretch, how good that would feel. Whew.
And then, dude, so this is another thing that I've never said this on the podcast, which is weird to me because I do defend personal catchers a lot because someone, I don't know if it's Courage or someone said, well, if they do that, that guy just becomes, or they were like, this is what they said, but Cole loves throwing to Higgy. And I just want to let everyone know, Garrett Cole has had a personal catcher every season of his career, no matter where he is. It has nothing to do with the starter or the backup or Higgy or Gary or Cervelli or Stewart or Maldonado or whoever the Astros catcher was. Cole just is a baby and wants a personal catcher so he can annoy the fuck out of him every 5 days in between starts. Like when he was in Pittsburgh, Chris Stewart was his personal catcher and Cervelli was the starter. When he was in Houston, Maldonado was his he's a personal catcher guy. It's not like he's like, I like Higgy. It could be me as the backup catcher, and Garrett Cole just says, I want my guy.
It's always just been whoever the other dude is.
It's just he's always forced teams to play the backup catcher when he pitches since 2015.
I'm not saying I disagree because there's nothing to really disagree with there.
That's just a fact.
But I think the only thing you'd point out, I think in each scenario, the backup catcher there is the preferred. Like
Stewart and Cervelli are both pretty good defensively.
I mean, Cervelli back in those Pirates days, like he was out there for his hitting, where Chris Stewart made a major league career out of being like a defensive guy and stuff. So again, it's not even a counter. It's just we at Talkin Yanks, we give you guys all the information. Do what you want with it. But yeah, Cole's been a personal catcher guy the whole way.
Yeah, it's weird.
Start here.
Yeah. I hate that people use it to dig Gary
Right.
when
Yeah.
Whoever
it's been the whole
it's
time.
gonna be.
if like Romine was a starting catcher and Higgy was the backup, he'd take Higgy. If Higgy was a starting catcher and Romine was the backup, he'd take Romine. He just takes the backup catcher and says, that's my guy. He's the one that catches me. He's done that everywhere he goes. So, good pride.
Thank you.
Throwing out the runner, man. I wish he threw out runners more because his reactions are always amazing.
Great. The throw out, the throw home, both those reactions were awesome. Have a stretch, Gare, man.
All right, next up.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Come on, Jake, on a sweep.
You know I've tried to get this rule out.
On a sweep, Jake?
Tried to get rid of it, but
Yeah, because you're soft.
yeah, a little bit.
Again, Jimmy, you do go first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I'm going DJ.
That's my DJ.
He only had one hit in a series against the Rangers where everything was kind of clicking. He's kind of the one bat that didn't. You know,
Yeah.
he went 0 for 3, 2 walks, 1 for 3, 1 walk, then 0 for 5 today. So that's a Band-Aid one. Just his season's really going to perplex us. The good news is it's not actionable. DJ's locked up for 5 years.
Yeah.
He's a starter, probably second or first next year is my guess, and he's going to play when he's healthy. Like it's nothing worth any of us wasting time on. Like, what do you do about DJ? Nothing.
The
He
only
plays.
action is where in the order you'd put him.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not actionable. So hopefully it's a blip. But
Did you see the stat that came up on the scoreboard? I tweeted it. That I was in shock that it was happening, and like that he like still is like a top 6 just like number of hard hit balls guy. Like he is
He
the
is?
6th most in baseball, just balls hit, whatever the number was, 100 miles an hour, 95 miles an hour. Just as far as hard contact, he just doesn't elevate anymore. It's very clear what
Puts it on
part
the
he needs to
ground.
fix. Like, hey, launch angle guys.
I
you
guess
want-
that's
you
the
need
that's
DJ's
that's
launch
the
angle
action
back.
then for like him.
For
But
him
as-
personally.
He's going to be in the
It
lineup.
took me by
this year.
surprise that he's still hitting the ball hard enough that often.
Yeah.
I figured he also wasn't hitting the ball as hard as often.
So that's my MFer. And now, Jake, you have to give yours.
Really?
Yeah.
Dog.
Give one out and make it real.
No.
Make it real, dude.
I wanna.
You have to. Everyone's waiting.
I'll go Kluber. I mean, he didn't look good. Gave up hits.
Yeah.
Just bad energy tonight.
Yep. I don't know what they're going to do about him come playoff. They paid him for the playoffs, and He's definitely not, in my opinion, a guy I'd put out in a playoff start.
I hope we find out.
Given how well everyone on the team's pitched. Yeah.
Cole, Monty, Nestor.
There are, like, any other
JMO
weak
comes
links right
back.
now.
JMO comes back. You could do a bullpen day with Sevy, King, or Herman at this point. Like you have.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever, I guess, I mean, it's a real combo that we probably shouldn't have yet. I mean, I think they're going to put Nestor in the pen and just have them as their absolute playoff firemen if they made a series. And that day you just mentioned, a Severino, Herman, whatever day, they'd probably still start Kluber and just you pull him at the first sign.
If Kluber agrees that he could come out of the pen on other days, otherwise, like those
But
guys,
that's
they're
the thing, I
comfortable
don't
with
think
ways.
he can.
So that's why I
Where
think
the
he's a
other
waste
guys
of a
can.
spot.
Well, you get those innings as the start, whether it's 2 innings or 5 innings.
But if that means one of those 3 guys doesn't fit on the team,
Yeah, and I don't think, we haven't done a playoff roster crunch in a while, which
well, we
boogity,
can't.
boogity,
We
boogity.
can't. We cannot.
We're
do
not tonight, but yeah.
I wouldn't start him right
We'll
now,
figure that out when we get there.
dude. I know he's a robot,
Yeah.
but his pitches look so bad just out the hand. Like same way I see Heaney's pitches, which
Oh, come on. Come on.
his fastball, like the cut fastball,
It's a cut fastball.
yeah, they don't look sharp to me. They look soft.
ZRA's up to 3.82 after tonight.
I don't really care
You
about
know?
that. It's like, there's three games.
Right, but
that-
you can't compare him to Haney.
I'm just saying his
He's been the
stuff.
worst pitcher for the Yankees in the past.
I said his stuff. I'm not comparing his results to Heaney. I'm saying the way his pitch.
Still, you're comparing him to Haney.
Well, but it's a specific thing. The way his pitches look at his hand aren't competitive.
That's not true.
I mean,
That's too far. That's way too far.
that's how I see his pitches.
Okay.
Back the Texas, the no hitter, like those 3 starts, they looked crisp. Since he's come back, I haven't seen like a crisp Kluber.
I mean, we were in the crowd tonight, so we didn't.
Yeah, I
really
didn't
see
see the pitches.
And again, the
No.
defense behind him was pretty shit. So
I want to see if those were hard hit or not. Beauty, what do you think?
he wasn't good tonight, but
I don't think you. I mean, I was also at the stadium, so I didn't see it on TV.
That inning where he got
so
3 to the
judge.
outfield, no, I was genuinely worrying. Like one looked pretty soft, and then I was just wondering, like, hard hit metrics, like what do they say those are?
Yeah.
Because I don't know how they do it.
People in the chat are saying that the quality of contact, expected batting average stuff was 180 against him.
So they
tonight.
weren't. Okay,
So
it
they
says
weren't.
it says he only gave up 3 hard hit balls. So then it's probably the one to right
It's
field.
not a great
and the one to
partnership with
Gallo.
this team, but this infield specifically.
Yeah. They stopped doing the 2 strike, 2 out horn because they were doing it for him, and then the stadium would get up and clap, and then he never threw a strike the next pitch, so they stopped it for Kluber, and they brought it back when the relievers came, which is
they
pretty
read the
funny.
room a little bit.
Yeah, they were like, all
The
right,
horn kind of sucks. I'm not in on it.
not in on it.
No.
No, want to know why? Because one of the biggest compliments Yankee Stadium always gets is they know when to cheer.
Right.
And that's very much the PA telling the fans, there's 2 strikes and 2 outs. You guys should
That's
cheer.
the thing.
Which is
yeah.
what they do.
Anyways.
If they
They
want
did
to
that in
break that out
Minnesota a lot.
once
We
a
made fun of
game, like they can choose their one big moment for it. I still would think it's kind of lame, but they do it every time. It's not fun.
It's like fun to joke around with, but like, yeah, it's kind of a stupid. Shouldn't need to tell the audience that. The crowd
It's
that.
weird.
They changed all the scoreboard, like all the highlights, some new
Yeah.
segments in between innings today. It was like a whole different thing. They did like a Yankees game starting in 5, 4, 3.
Yeah.
And like depositing Yankee fans in 5, 4. So it was weird. But they're changing it up, so bringing new energy. All right. Time for regular old awards. Regular old awards brought to you by Roman. You don't want to have regular old sex and have good sex. You got to be Roman ready and have the confidence to just do it. Confidence is very important. I got an award coming up. Maybe I'll call it the Roman Ready Award. No
Teaser.
idea. Maybe I won't.
Teaser.
With Roman, you get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. Just have the talk. See if you need help. Then get it. And if you do, you get $15 off your first month at GetRoman.com/Yanks. You got to go /Yanks. You get $15 off your first month if you're prescribed. Straightforward way to take care of your ED. GetRoman.com/Yanks. You are a big advocate for this?
Roman, my thing would be, if you have any questions about if your downstairs is going to function properly or not, I would be Roman ready. Because that means instead of having a bad time, a bad story to tell, a story you really don't like, you might have a good time. Could find love. Get Roman. What's going on, Timbo?
I don't know where to put my water.
Looking for water.
Filled up a whole cup of water for the show.
Not
I
missing.
knew I was going to be thirsty. I had no idea where I put it.
Missing water.
Damn. I really wanted some.
Sorry.
Regular old award. My regular old award
Yeesh.
is... I'll save it. I'll do a different one.
Huge.
I don't want you to be
That's
mad at
big.
me. I don't want you to be mad at me.
That's big, no.
So you got a double coming.
So
Well,
we
it's
got
a triple. It's a triple. Yeah.
You got to read the room on that.
Yeah, it's a triple.
He would do a double first. He wouldn't do a triple
Yes.
first.
Yeah, it's a...
Triple's crazy. Triple's his best.
Triple's is
but
best.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That deal just went official.
official now.
It's good.
I'm going to give the Are You Roman Ready award?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any guesses?
Are you Roman ready? So you're about to say what Yankee you think their penis doesn't work. And I would just tweet it out. You know, if you're listening right now, JOMBOY says blank's penis doesn't work.
I don't know if that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, then I'm a little lost. And I'd love more info from you.
I think it was more like, yeah, is it working? Are you Roman ready?
Oh, it's one of those. Then you're going Gleyber.
Gleyber, man.
Really?
Offensively,
Yeah.
he's slugging still isn't really there.
Yeah.
But in his last now 13 games, he has a hit in 12 of them. His batting average is like 320. His on base is 390 something. His OPS is like 820 something in his last 13 games. 2 weeks, Gleyber's been good with the bat. Again, slugging isn't really there. 2 doubles, 1 homer. We've gotten to a point where whatever.
Yeah.
Gleyber is really good hitter in the postseason, which really confuses me for a dude who seems so heady and in his own way mentally a lot. The fact that like all of a sudden he comes to in the clutch. I mean, this is a dude who in 88 postseason at plate appearance has a 342 batting average and a 432 on base percentage. Like, I mean, if the Yankees make it to a series and Gleyber goes off, we're talking about Gleyber's postseason numbers
Right.
like big time. If he does this one more, he's 3 years now where he's been good, or 2, but they're so good they carry weight. So like, are you prepping? Is like this the energy you want?
Right.
Like, I don't what do you feed off and what don't you? I'm so confused. Like, I'd like to sit on his one-on-one with the Roman therapist and they'd be like, what gets you off right now and what turns you off? Because it's kind of the opposite of what I'm guessing.
I don't know if that's what the Roman therapist does.
What makes you hard?
What turns you on?
I did it. That was their first question. I just looked around the room, started naming
I
things.
don't think it's that. I don't know. I'll call.
I said, what?
I'll call after this.
What gets you off? I said, personal questions.
What gets you off, man?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for calling. What gets you off?
But honestly, Gleyber's hitting good. Like, I don't know. The defense still sucks because not Gleyber's, but we saw DJ miss a pop-up behind him. We saw Gio miss a play at short. We saw double play not get turned. So it's like, and then Voit was out there today. So today's defensive lineup was like, you can't do that.
Yeah, and that's where, I told the people on here, and I try to stay around the middle. I try to stay logical. Baseball stuff works itself out over 162. And I was saying, like, right now we kind of don't have room for Gleyber, and that's, hey, keep hitting, kid. They're probably going to keep penciling you in there. He made one solid play at second base. I don't think it was special, but it was nice to get out of an inning. But yeah, man, like, do we even need a game-winning hit if Gio was at third and catches the pop-up to third? If someone else was at shortstop and they turn one of those double plays, like, I hope Gleyber goes off. And I responded to my own tweet at the time, and, like, it's not that I don't disbelieve in Gleyber Torres. I very much believe in baseball. And years and seasons can get away from you. They can also be saved. So, hey, there's a huge series in Fenway this weekend, kid. Have a weekend. And hopefully that weekend can lead into a postseason and have a postseason. And you know what? People forget. Like, we'll do our PPP next year, and instead of ending every sentence with, like, not sure what's next, we'll say, well, he turned it on for the postseason. He looked like Gleyber, so run him every day at second base. But, hey, enjoy today. They dumped him? Rugi dumped him.
Rugi dumped water on him as he walked past him.
Yeah. ATO.
They call me Mr. Mo Wet, Mr. Mo Wet. Good job, Gleyber, on the award. Which was more of a question.
Yeah.
What is your first award? I'll guess who it's going to, and if I get it right, you'll let me know. If I get it wrong, you'll correct me and say it's actually this guy.
Okay.
Only episode number 659, man.
God, you'd think I'd know
You
that.
think you'd figure it out.
I'm giving out the Richard Karn Award.
Who?
Richard Karn.
Richard Karn?
Yeah.
Oh, Al?
Yeah. One of my favorite celebrities. Everyone Google Richard Karn. Because you don't know Richard Karn, but then you Google him and you know Richard Karn. You know Richard Karn well.
Let me try and think who you're thinking of here. Richard Karn. I think you're...
You got it.
I think there's a layup guess unless you're trying to get more creative on me. My gut instinct says Gardner, obviously.
No.
Kind of a man's man. And I think you're going Rizzo because he's got the tools. Steady Eddie. Might not be cracking jokes, but he's going to hold down the show.
So Richard Karn plays Al Borland from Home Improvement. This is something that will probably be funny for no one, so I'll try to get it out quick. Me and one of our buddies, Ken, from college, were watching one of those, like, I Love the 90s shows, and he was on it. And he gave us a speech that he was like, yeah, I could never take the Final Destination gigs because everyone thought of me as Al Borland. And we were like, I don't think you got offered those gigs, dude. I think that was the bigger problem. Anyways, I'll laugh at that forever. Al Borland was a key cog on Home Improvement. And, Jim, I mentioned it last episode, and I think he's one of the guys that is probably going to be part of your 3-part award. Michael King.
No.
The improvements
So wrong.
that he continues to make. This last outing, it was the heater, man. I wanted to be tongue-in-cheek about it, but, everyone's obviously in Sevy La La land, and I get it. I am too. 2 relievers came in that game. One of them was pumping 97 with a nasty fastball that got guys looking. It was Mike King. Mike King has looked like El Grosso. He's throwing the clue ball. The fastball looks nice. Everyone's tweeting out the numbers about him as a reliever. He's looked really good. And, yeah, Jim, I know what you're saying about the 2 weeks thing, and I guess I just keep telling myself, didn't happen. Hopefully Herman, King, Sevy can give some nice 2 to 3 innings outings in the next week and a half. The Yankees can muddle their way into the playoffs, and the bullpen is feeling good when they get there, or better than other teams' bullpens. I gave the Rays some credit. They've recently got Pete Fairbanks back. They got Anderson, the other guy. I was giving the Blue Jays the credit. They got Merriweather back. They made some trades for guys. If these guys can breathe some life into the Yankees bullpen, and that can become a team strength again, because when these Yankees are at their best, the back of that bullpen with Chad, Chappie, Johnny if he comes back, and what the other guys have turned into, Wandy, Clay Holmes, that Yankees bullpen, if this team can somehow get into the 1-game playoff, into a 5-game set, when it's right, it should go toe-to-toe with everyone. So, and Mike King, man, just gets better.
He is good. I like him. Dude, check this out. Karn and his wife, Tootie.
What was that?
His wife, Tootie,
Okay.
moved to L.A., and after receiving a traffic ticket, he attended traffic school, and he sat beside an agent the whole time who was casting for Home Improvement at the time. And Al Borland was already cast, and it was this dude, Steven Tobolowsky.
Oh, wow.
Everyone knows who that is as well, but you don't know his name. He kind of talks funny. And
he's a lot more pathetic than Al.
Oh yeah, he fell out.
That would have been too much.
He had scheduling conflicts, and then Karn got it.
I mean, Richard Karn, and I don't want to
just traffic school buddies.
I don't want to be rude. I think it's like a Toby from The Office situation.
Well, Toby was a writer, so at least he had a bigger gig.
But everything I've heard is that Toby in real life is Toby Flenderson.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've seen Richard Karn host game shows.
Yeah,
same dude.
Richard Karn. He's Al.
Mm-hmm. Al Borland. Yeah, good for him. Home Improvement. Jake and I tried to watch it on the RV, and it was awful. And I loved watching it as a kid. Remember that? We tried to watch it on the RV one night, thinking it would get some laughs.
I'm still holding out that was just a bad episode.
Bad episode?
I'm still holding out just a little bit. I know it's not great, but it had to be better than what we watched.
It was bizarrely these is nothing. These is nothing.
Seemed
okay.
like an anti-comedy.
I'm giving out the Ch award.
Ch.
Ch.
Cha.
Cha. Ch. Ch.
How do you think I should spell that?
Exactly how it sounds. Ch.
It's with a CH because it's going to Chad, but I don't know if it's going to anyone else.
Might be going to a couple other guys, too.
Are you going like Chad Clay? I thought it might be Chad Clay King, but Wandy?
Dude, he had it.
Chapman.
Yeah. CH. Chapman, Chad,
Schley.
Clay, Holmes. CH.
C. Holmes.
C. Holmes.
Cholmes.
Cholmes.
I thought about giving
Chad, Cholmes, and Chapman.
I thought about giving it to Chad and Holmes.
Chad, Cholmes, and Chapman.
So you're giving your second award to 3 people.
Yeah. But, dude, when I do it, it makes sense. That
So you were close to giving out 2 prides and 4 players in your awards.
If you could have.
No, I wanted to give
way.
these 3 guys the pride,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't.
That was your triple
You
pride.
wanted.
Yes.
Didn't you have a double pride too?
It was actually triple pride. I was just kind of easing you up. I didn't do it, man. I didn't do it. But those 3 guys go together. They all had great times out there.
They all had great times out there.
They combined for 1, 2, 3.2 plus 6.2 innings of 0 earned runs and 2 hits from the Chs. And they're like the recipe now. If Laza comes back and he adds to the Chs, then we got a crazy back end of the bullpen. Because Chad looked better, Chapman looks good, but Holmes looks the best, dude. They see each other and they walk past each other in the showers. Those 3 guys. Holmes has tried to like talk to both.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Like, what are you doing? And like, they're like, well, both of us don't talk.
Chad and Chapman have exchanged a smile about the fact that Clay tries to talk to them.
I might ask a source, like, do Chad and Chapman talk? They've been in the same bullpen for...
They have one running joke that they just, every time they talk about, that's what it is. Cleat stuck in... Did your cleat get stuck again, Chad?
Dude, we wrote
Chad
some...
says, no, man.
We wrote... Dude, BBD,
Yeah.
we wrote amazing fan fiction for Wandy Peralta.
Yeah.
Joe's was crucial in the writing of it, but we wrote like an amazing fan fiction for Wandy Peralta.
I don't know if it's fiction.
Wandy in the offseason
Yeah.
is a partier, but you're scared of him all the time. Like when he's in a good mood.
Because of what you're about to hear.
He was in a good mood and drinking, like you're like, yeah, but it could turn. And when it turns, obviously it turns. And Wandy definitely gets a little too drunk some nights in the off season, and then just challenges all the high schoolers and the little kids and in like back alley at bats with rocks and sticks.
Like it's kind of like if you're walking down the road and you know Wandy's had a couple, you know, and you're 12 to 17. He gives you like a...
He like throws you a stick.
Go stand in.
Yeah. Stand in.
Stand in.
Yeah.
And then Wandy's throwing bottle caps 90 mile per hour past the kids.
Yeah.
They don't like it.
Yeah. They don't like it at all. And then like when Adelise came
He's
up.
buzzing kids up and in.
Yeah, obviously. He's hitting them. When Adelise Garcia came in, we were a little worried that he was going to homer and be like, I was that kid you struck out in the alley.
Yeah.
And Wandy was going to say, which one I struck out like 100 of you guys.
Yeah. So I did strike you out.
Wandy's crazy, basically. I mean, like, don't mess around with Wandy.
I like Wandy.
Don't put bouillon cubes in his shower head.
Big time.
Wandy is, he's a lot at parties. At certain times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he's running the grill. And he's like, it's like a real, like you wish anyone else was I wish anyone else was in charge of the food right now. Because he's like constantly making you wait. Not ready yet. And then when it is ready, it's like, you better run up and get it right away. Because then he's going to shut it down for the day. Closed. And he sits on his bucket and he finishes his beer. Yeah, so that's the Cha Award. It goes to Chad, Cholmes, and Chapman. They're locking down the bullpen. Yeah. Cha.
Cha.
Cha. I guess I shouldn't say this. But at times it gets so clear. Cha.
I'm going to give out a friend of ours award.
A friend of ours award. Goes to Tyler Wade.
No. That's family.
Oh.
You know, talk about it in Donnie Brasco a little bit. You know, they talk about a difference if you're a friend of mine or a friend of ours. You know?
Oh, yeah.
You know, friend of mine, that means you're connected to a guy. Friend of ours means, you know, he's kind of in. He's with you. He's in your circle.
He's in.
My guy, Joey Gallo. Man, he's a friend of ours. Coming into tonight, his last 7 starts, he's got 6 home runs. He's got a 1.443 OPS. I was giving Stanton love last episode for how much he's been homering. Gallo's been outdoing him. Hey, he didn't catch the ball today. He's been catching other balls. He had the bloop double today. He was running hard. When Joey Gallo runs, it's like watching a powerful horse run. Joey Gallo, man. I think he got lost in the mix for a little bit. We gave him kind of a big NYC treatment. We kind of gave him a big time, like, well, yeah, you played on the Texas Rangers, and now you're in New York. So if you're not playing as well, like, we get it. Like, we've seen this. Joey's been doing it. I had a moment tonight where I think Joe's said he's 27 years old. He's in his prime. This dude's been an MLB, star for a while. He was the best player on the other team we played tonight for a couple years.
Now they're all short.
Joey Gallo had a 3-0 count tonight and swung.
Didn't like that.
After Stanton swung on a 3-0 count tonight and grounded out. And for me, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Joey, come on. But at the same time, I love going into the athlete's head. And Joey Gallo, he's a 2-time All-Star, man, at 27. This guy's a stud. He's got a hot streak going right now. I hope he keeps it going. And, man, he's in. He's in for next year. He's a part of this. It's not bonus piece, bottom of the lineup, Joey Gallo. I don't know about New York. He's hot. He's doing it. He's a stud.
I don't know if he's a friend of ours yet.
He's a friend of ours.
Hey, he's pal Joey.
He's a friend of ours.
He's a friend of theirs.
He's a friend of ours.
He's close. We'll see.
He's a friend of ours.
It's been good.
Been really good.
The more I think about this game, which was exciting, the more we're talking about so many little things where when you play Toronto, Red Sox, Tampa, you can't have any of those back. You can't have any of these little things, and there's so many today in a nice win.
Yeah, man.
But yeah.
Against the good teams, you get one.
Yeah.
I was hot. First half of the game, I was hot.
You were hot.
Second half.
Good second half.
Dude, Kiner Falefa's making plays at short, and they tracked down that ball in center. Yeah.
So before we end this show, because it's late, it's 1 a.m., you got to drive home. Going to get home at 2:30. What do you want to see Friday?
Interesting.
You want to see the Towers with Voit at DH, Gleyber at second, Gio at...
Man, with Judge double DHing, which we had to mention if the people didn't know, you'd like to think they're building Judge up to play this weekend in center field.
Or he's nursing something, and this gives him 3 days out of the field.
Yeah, that is the other option. Man, they've been playing Guardy a lot. I'm not going to put my hopes up. It's out there what I want. Luke Voit should be in there. I think game 1 they're throwing Pivetta or the other guy that reminds me of Pivetta.
Game 1's Evaldi.
Evaldi's game
Pivetta
1.
Is game 2 on Saturday. Nestor Pivetta.
So, game 1, man, Cole Evaldi. Evaldi's been pitching really well. This series is going to get kicked off in a big way. You're not going to have Gary because it's Higgy and Cole, so I kind of need Voit.
Yeah, you got to go to Towers then.
And you put Stanton in left? Have they done that yet? Have we been at Fenway with Gallo?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
So that gets interesting. They played Stanton in left at Camden.
Evaldi, yeah, I think they play him in left there. Evaldi leads the league in game starts.
There.
So, yeah,
Giant
man.
Right field.
You can hey, Joey Gallo covers ground. Judge has been good in center. So, yeah, put Stanton in left. DH Voit. Have Rizzo at first. You're going to go DJ at third, Gleyber at second, Gio at short. And because you don't have Gary, I'd really love to have the go lineup. And we've seen them turn it on. We've seen them do their go lineup when it matters the past 3 seasons when we've been begging for it all year. Seems like the time.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they like Gardy. Gardy's been hitting.
Not going to be shocked if it's Gardy, though.
Yeah. You'd like if Gary being out after hitting 2 home runs in his two in whatever he just did. Sucks, man.
Or, hey, I don't know. I was going to say you DH Gary, but no. Then you're just overthinking things. Stan can play left field. Fenway Park.
I mean, I think Stan will play left there. I don't think that's a problem. I just think it's if you want Gardner in. Just they like his bat right now and his at-bats.
And use him as a defensive sub. Pinch run him and sub him. Like, you can do that. After Stan's third at bat and you have the lead.
Need a big lead to do that, though.
Or if Judge is nursing something, yeah, get him out. Either
Yeah.
or, whichever.
That'd be a very different combo.
Shot at Higgy. Hit that one deep, and then got caught, and then comes through the next at bat and drives in 2 runs. So good job by Higgy. I'm trying to see if they've played at Fenway. I don't think they have with Gallo or with. When's the last time they played at Fenway? August 17th. Doubleheader than the 18th. They won all games. Yeah, that was when they swept them.
That was home.
It was versus Boston. Yeah.
Yeah, that was home.
So at Boston was they lost 3 out of 4.
So that was the miserable series.
Yeah.
Right after the All-Star break.
Brantley
Right
started as catcher. Allen started in right field. Florial started in center field. Wade started at third base. Odor started at second base. Gittins started at first base both games. Lamar and Allen started in left field and right field. Florial and Brantley and Holy smokes. That's baseball is crazy.
Yeah,
7:24 at Boston. DJ, Gardner 2 hole, Stanton 3, Odor 4, Gleyber 5, Allen 6, Gittins 7, Florial 8, Brantley 9. That's the only game they won.
I think there were some 6-hole Brantley games that series.
Well, lineup's better than that, kind of. They still don't hit, but the names are better. Yeah. Damn. Some like bizarre lineups at the end of the season. We go like, hey, what are the top 5 most bizarre lineups? I'm gonna nominate that one.
I unfortunately think there's some ones that dub that pretty hard, but
That one's pretty good.
was Gittins in that lineup?
Yep.
Yeah.
That had Gittins,
Remember the Mike
Allen,
Ford
Brantley.
times?
That Gittins, Allen, Brantley, Lamar.
All the Brantley
Dude,
ones have
Brantley's
a
gonna
leg
be a
up.
good one.
Love Brantley. Talking Yanks fan.
Yeah, Brantley was awesome. Yeah, you got ones with like Bruce. But
Team was like otherwise healthy then, so it was kind
I
of.
think Lo Castro ones might be odd.
He's Bell Joey.
No, I think I might have found the most bizarre one. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's the show. What happened was, through the course of talking about everything that happened, the stadium hype wore off a little.
Sure.
And I'm very worried about this first game because Evaldi pitches well. And if we get a combination of not beating Evaldi and them beating Cole, down in the dumps time. For me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, if they lost first and win the second two, I'd be fine with that. But yeah, it's gonna set the tone of the series. It's been each team's 2 best pitchers. Although we're not seeing Sale this series. Oh, Trey and Berge with a couple good lineups. All right. Go Yanks. I'm going to root for him.
Oh, yeah, root for him.
Hard.
Yeah? Go Yanks. Tell him, Grams.
Hard.
Go Yankees.